So here we are. Mr. Lowe is suing me for 10 million doll hairs. But here's the thing about that. There are rights that protect people like me and the rest of the other people that you are scaring to stay silent, that know what you're doing. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. You know why? Because truth doesn't fear exposure.
Lovi sent a cease and desist letter to Gigi and EJ. Just think about it. A cease and desist letter from Lovi to EJ and Gigi. Two people that have been in a relationship with him, friendship for years, and then a relationship for years. So he's sending a cease and desist letter, the lawyer, when they're spitting facts with evidence, videos, audios, screenshots. So why is Lovi sending a cease and desist? Why? When everything that EJ is showing is it's proof, videos, pictures, screenshots. What is there a cease and desist for? Because guys, I'm telling you right now, it is getting spicy. The temperature just turned up all the more. And if this goes to court, it's like all that evidence, the videos, the pictures, the screenshots, everything will be presented. And I don't even think the court will even take this because it's just ridiculous to bring it into the court.
All right, here we go. So at 7 p.m. today, I received a cease and desist from Lovi's lawyer. And I've also been made aware while I was on the live stream that a couple of other people, including Gigi, have also received cease and desist letters. So, you know, he's been...
So you can see right here, right? There's more of the video to play, but I just want to show you guys there, right there. Lovi is handing out cease and desist letters. Stop what you're doing or I'm going to sue you.
Sex cult leader and his crew and his legal defense. Because at this point, I don't believe he's being truthful with them either. Not only am I telling the truth, but now that you've tagged me in, I'm here to back up every single word, as I said I would. Unlike this God-claiming con man who shares his side of things, I'm not here to tell a side. They say there's two sides to every story. Then there's these receipts. Let's start with why I left. Contrary to this narrative that he's told others after I left, which is that I betrayed him by telling his then live-in girlfriend, now wife's friend, that he was cheating on her and that he didn't know why I left because he was so kind to me and he gave me things. I left because I firsthand experienced everything that you've heard from Gigi, everything that you've heard from EJ, and all the other women that are coming out. It's all true. How do you know this, Jax? Because I experienced and witnessed these things prior to EJ ever leaving and prior to Gigi ever existing. Back when I was part of this community, I truly believed everything that he said to me. When he said, I love you, I believed it. When he said he cared about my future, I believed it. When he spent time teaching me things, I believed that he was well-meaning. I believed all of it. I trusted him. And although I saw error and things were presented to me from people close to him, you tend to overlook things. You believe in so much with him. I found out about EJ and what EJ had been, and that's when it hit me. The stories lined up almost verbatim to what I experienced and witnessed. And God kept me there long enough for me to see the truth myself. And I really do believe that things unfolded after I left the way that they did, and all of that came out after I left, because had I known the depths of it all, I wouldn't have stayed and I wouldn't have been able to see what I saw and collect what I collected. Because the corruption starts from the top. It is not a surprise to me that women are still entangled in this man's web of lies, and they're afraid to leave because they're financially dependent. That is part of the manipulation. It's happened before and it's happening now. I can show you women as far back as 2018 and 2019. Catch that, I can show you. One particular girl, he coerced into a long-term relationship, even though she knew about his then girlfriend, living girlfriend at the time, who was paying her rent and bills, and knew at the time that she was in need. And she hasn't spoken publicly about this part of her story. But you can find plenty of her content online where she speaks to the cult and the cult leader. And I pray one day that she sees how valuable her story is to the countless women who encounter this nonsense in the church. But back to Gigi and the reason that I spoke up. This narrative that Gigi is hurt because he chose right, this is his words,
that I chose right,
is absurd. It's not about picking one woman over the other. It's about the systematic exploitation and manipulation of countless women. I'm here to talk about the abuse and the corruption that I witnessed and experienced firsthand, and that I know happened to her. So stay tuned, because receive what I came to get, and that was the knowledge of the things of God. That was my intention when I came to know this man, when I came to know the things that he's doing. I believe now, in retrospect, and now being years removed, is that these kind of organizations fiercely abuse this idea that we should overlook or that we should see a man in error and overlook things. I think it's abuse. I think there's a balance there, right? And I think it's abuse in the sense that it is capitalizing on the spiritually malnourished and the ignorance of people. So much so that we began covering up abuse and even crimes. We do this when we overlook. And what we do is pray and stay silent. No. Why do we see this in church, but we don't see this in any other place? But there came a very specific moment in time where the scales were removed from my eyes to capitalize on them financially. I watched as hundreds fell into his trap because of my endorsements, pouring hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars into this man, into his vision, because we believed in him. And please understand, in this specific cult, we are groomed and conditioned to believe that this specific property is holy land. And this man is the shadow that covers us in song. And only through him will we be raptured. So the last straw for me is when Mr. Holy Hustler was having a lunch with my friends that I brought to him. And that's really what broke the illusion for good. Because I've been seeing things, but this is like that moment, you know? He tried to deceive my friends that I introduced to him, that I was the very things that he was. Imagine being so puffed up that you think that my people, my friends, the people that know me, that know my character, that trust me, that trusted me enough to believe in you, would trust you over me. Talk about pride. And in time, I'll show you the unfolding and the evidence of how deceitful and nasty this man is. Because weeks later, he reached out to me to tell me that his angel came to him about me. And the time frame of his angel coming to him was a time frame of him sitting down with my friends, and then proceeded to gaslight me into thinking that something was wrong with me, and that it was because I wasn't in full submission to him, because by this point I had kind of moved away and I was doing other things.